What's good, YouTube? Just got back from Starbucks and I was just thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to make a video and I want to talk about how to really change your life in your 20s, right? Right now, you guys, I'm 24 years old. I'm still on the earlier parts of 20, some people be trying to give me the unk title and things like that, and we not accepting that, what's the word? What do they be saying? What do the church folks say? Well, we come against that, you know what I'm saying? We're not claiming unk yet, y'all. I'm still young, still very, very young. But, I truly believe that it's a lot of simple things that are actually required in order for you to put yourself in a position to where life could look a lot different, a lot faster. A lot of people fail to realize that you are where you are today based off of what you've actually did in the past. And, a lot of people are entering their 20s and, they are upset and they want to be somewhere where they're currently far from, it may seem like. And, they're like, man, well, how is this person doing this? How is this person doing that? And the truth of the matter is, some of those people who are successful in their younger 20s was focused on success in their teens. Me personally, you guys, ever since I was like 12 years old, I was focused on getting some money. When I was 16, 17 years old, I was fixing iPhones, reselling sneakers. I have friends who worked, jobs at McDonald's, and they was working those McDonald's jobs just so that they could, go shopping at the mall and, have a little bit of fun and stuff like that. But I didn't have a job in my teens. But what I was doing was I was hustling. I learned skills of how to go out and make money. I taught myself how to fix iPhones. I taught myself how to resell sneakers and how to build a customer base in an industry that, I didn't really have a lot of popularity or influence in. And so right now, I believe we live in a day and a time where, a lot of people are in their younger 20s and they're seeing people who have the popularity, and they're seeing that the people who have followers are able to make a lot of money a lot easier. And you might be a person that don't really have a lot of followers, don't have a lot of popularity, don't have a lot of influence, and then you didn't really develop or learn specific skills to be able to make a lot of money from it in terms of like different side hustle avenues. And so I wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys some guidance and give you guys some intel and some insights on what it was that I actually did to get to where it is that I am, where I'm 24 years old, you guys, and I've been able to generate 6 figures online. I've been able to build online businesses, learn trading, travel all around the world. And, there's a few key things that are actually required and a few key mindsets that are actually needed in order to obtain big success. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My channel, I'm going to really start dropping daily content, give you guys value, showing you guys how to generate income online, and then also just helping you guys develop the mindset that you truly need to win. So the first thing I want to really talk about is changing your environment. A lot of people come up in certain environments and, we fail to realize sometimes that we are who we are and the way we are because of the people that we've been around. Some people have a very, very lacked mentality. They don't really believe in themselves much. And it's because they come from environments of people who talk about what they can't do, who complains about the situation that they're in instead of looking for solutions for the problems. And so I remember a point in time in my life where, all my friends really wanted to do was smoke, go to parties, drink, have fun, and I was like, after all of this fun is said and done, I'm going back home and I'm looking at my family and I'm looking at our situation and I'm stressed out. I'm going back home and, your mom is letting you drive her brand new Chrysler 300. But when I go home, my dad is the only person with the car. My mom doesn't have a car. I don't got no car that I could borrow. I don't have a car that I could use. I'm the one that got to buy my own car. And so I feel like some of us, we come up in environments where we're around people who are a little bit more taken care of than what we are, who don't really have the same ambitions, motives, or desires. And we might be around some people who don't need it as bad as we personally need it. And so you have to be mature enough to assess the people around you and identify who is as hungry as you around you. You got to identify who kind of has it made for them versus who really got to go out there and get it out the mud, because I was a person that had to get it out the mud. You know, my parents wasn't giving me allowance. They wasn't giving me money and say, hey, go to the mall, go shopping, go do what it is that you want to do with this money. Oh, you did your chores. Like, it wasn't none of that for me. And that's not to slight my parents, but that's just not a situation that I was in. You know, that wasn't the cards that I was dealt. And so a lot of people who were dealt different cards than the people around them, they don't know how to play the game, and they don't know what to do to set up an easier and a better life for themselves. And so I tell you guys right now, you have to assess your environment, and you have to start to get around people who are in the same position that you're in life, so that you could see somebody else who's getting it out the mud, hustling and grinding, and now you're able to feed off of that energy, opposed to feeling like you're behind, being around people who got it made for them. I used to really think that I was behind, and I wasn't behind. I just was set up with a different situation, and they were being given everything that they had. So they're wearing the nice clothes, the nice shoes, and doing the things that I really wanted to do. But I had to realize that they were being taken care of by somebody with a 6-figure job. They were being taken care of by somebody who had the money to give them to buy the shoes. And I was the person looking at my pockets to buy the things and do the things that I really wanted to do. So you got to start to find people and connect with people who are at the same point and not even at the same level as you. Like, if you're broke, you don't just want to be like, all right, well, let me go look for some broke people. But no, you want to find people who have the same motive, the same goals, the same desires. And even if you feel like you're a little bit behind them, that's a good place to be in, because at least you guys are going in the same direction. A lot of people who have things taken care of for them, they're not really hungry about getting into the position where they're able to do more for themselves. They're kind of somewhat comfortable with what's already been done for them, and they're just, you know, gonna keep living the life that that's been given until they then have to make a decision. So some of us, we have to make the decision sooner. So one, you want to get around the right type of people so that you can start to, you know, be in the right mental space. And not only just that, but be able to develop the habits of what younger or what successful people are actually doing to get to where it is that they are, or what are they working on that you can actually collaborate on to arrive at that destination right along with them. Okay, so the first thing is getting the right environment. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is get more serious sooner. You know, a lot of people, they talk about, oh, well, you have time. And I believe that that is a good mindset, but it's not, because you don't want to rush things. I feel like some people, they rush, they feel like they don't have time, so they have false expectations of time. Like, oh, I want to be rich by the time I'm 25, and right now I'm 24, a few months away from 25. So it's like, okay, if I went and started a new business, that don't mean just because I want to be rich by 25 that this business should do supernatural things. But I gotta be intentional to know that every single day that goes by, if I don't do things that are gonna get me closer to where it is that I wanna be, I'm further and further away from it. So you have to get very, very serious about time. If you're young and you wanna create success faster, you must know that other people are going harder because they have more responsibilities. And sometimes when you're younger, you don't have as many responsibilities. You might not have rent. You might not have a car note. You might not have kids that depend on you. So your work ethic is going to have to come from a completely different place than from a standpoint of, I have to do this. A lot of people my age, when I started this journey at the age of 20, a lot of people didn't take it serious because they didn't feel like they needed to do it. You know, they sat back and they didn't learn how to trade. They didn't learn, and they gave up on businesses, and they thought that it wasn't important. And then years went by in life, and they realized the economy starting to change. They accidentally, you know, had a kid, and now it's getting more serious, and now they have to make a decision out of desperation. Now they got to make a decision out of, it's a non-negotiable at this point. So you want to make the decision before the responsibility even heightens. You want to make the decision to get serious before life ever even gets serious. So if you're young and you living with your parents, take advantage of that. If you're young and your parents is paying your car note, paying your bills, your phone bill, take advantage of that, because that's less money that you have to actually put out while you're working and making money, right? A lot of people, when they start new businesses and they start trading and investing, the money that they're making immediately has to go to those necessities and those responsibilities. So if you don't have as many responsibilities or financial burdens and things like that, you should be more serious now, because more of that money is just going all to you instead of going back out. And the last and final thing that I would say is take risk. You are young enough to where you can make mistakes. I used to beat myself up so bad, like, man, like, I gotta get it. I gotta win. I can't lose. I can't lose. I can't lose. But in reality, I can. And the more you lose, the faster you lose, the faster you learn. And when you could take losses and learn from those losses, it builds you up to be even bigger, even better, and even stronger. When we look at older people and we look at them and we say, man, they know so much. They're wise because of experiences. So you have to embrace the experiences that you're going to go through and the losses that you're going to take. If you're at 19, 20 years old and you're losing hundreds of dollars trading and investing, that's great. Right? If you're wasting money on businesses and now you're realizing that you made bad investments and you wasted money, that's great, because now you're going, as you get older and the responsibility starts to pick up, you don't make amateur mistakes anymore because you went through those amateur mistakes at the younger age. So you guys, if you're somebody right now, and this video might have done something for you, I might have been talking to you, this might have been something that, you know, was up your alley, your type of language, and you're somebody in your young 20s and you want to create a lot of success, you guys, I want to let you guys know that I am building the biggest and the best community to helping young individuals create true financial freedom in their lives early. We're going to supply you guys with mentorship. Understand, the easier way to get somewhere you've never been is by having guidance by somebody who knows what it takes to get there. You never made a lot of money online? I have, and I know how you guys can do it as well. So you guys will be able to work hand in hand with myself to be able to get there. But not only just that, you guys, I have a community of people who are just like you. I have a community of young mothers and young college students. I have a community of people who didn't make the decision to go to college and they're now figuring out what they can do now to create a better and guaranteed successful life for themselves. And so you are someone who probably came to this video because you're ready for change, you're ready to get new in your life, and you're ready to create more success faster rather than later. And I'm here to tell you guys that I can help you guys all do it. I can show you how to generate multiple streams of income within trading, investing, entrepreneurship, and use social media to your advantage, opposed to just using social media to waste time and pull you further away from your goals. So if you are looking for mentorship and you want to start your journey, go to the description box below, get connected with me, let me know that you came from this video, and I cannot wait to help some of you guys start your journey to creating true financial freedom. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. We are out. Nowadays all of my enemies